Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And as you guys seen in the last video, we were talking about the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Clippers series. And last time we were talking about that series, the Utah Jazz were up on the Clippers 2-0. And now that it is June 16th, 2021, it is a different series. But we got introduced to some news that we didn't really want to hear this morning. And that is that Kawhi is probably going to be out for the rest of the series due to a knee injury that took place in game 4 with about 6 minutes left in the game when we were up about 14-15 points. All I really got to say about that is it is really obviously fucking unfortunate for someone like me who's a Los Angeles Clippers fan, and it really sucks for Kawhi Leonard, man. He was in the mode, he was in the zone this whole playoffs. I know that the Dallas Mavericks took him to 7 games, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Kawhi Leonard has been unreal in these playoffs. He's been probably the best player in these playoffs that are still in the playoffs right now. But with that being said, man, I'm just coming on here to give my thoughts on what I think the Clippers are going to do going from here on out. So tonight, it is Game 5 of the series. Game 5 is going to take place in Utah. And as everyone knows, the Utah Jazz Stadium is a very loud stadium. It's just very noise-filled. It's packed with fans. It's just a place you don't want to play if you're the opposing team. But with that being said, I definitely see. I feel like this team, the Los Angeles Clippers team, has a lot of fight in them. From what I've seen back in 2018, I know it's a different team. I know there's a different coaching staff, but it's still the same grittiness of that Los Angeles Clippers team I've seen back in 2018 that took the healthy Golden State Warriors to a Game 6. I know that we're missing Kawhi, but I don't think this team's just going to go out without a fight. I definitely feel like this team's going to put up a fight. And with that being said, who do I think should replace Kawhi Leonard tonight? I definitely believe this man, Terrence Mann, he deserves a shot to show what he's actually capable of. At this point, we really don't have much to lose. We just lost our best players, so it's like, why not just go out there and just arm swinging? You know what I'm saying? So, my prediction for tonight's game, I don't really like making predictions because, I mean, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? As we just seen with this Kawhi injury, but I do feel like the Clippers can come out here and actually win this game, because I feel like the Utah Jazz are just gonna try to shrug it off and be like, "Oh, Kawhi is missing." I feel like we actually have a chance of winning this game. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely feel like the Clippers are gonna come out with a lot of fight tonight. I definitely do believe that they are gonna come out with fight. I think Paul George is gonna have a phenomenal game. I believe Marcus Morris, after the 24-point game he had last game, I feel like he could come out here and make a good impact. Reggie Jackson has been phenomenal in these playoffs for the Los Angeles Clippers, shooting really efficient with about 17 points per game. But from what I've seen these past 4 games against the Los Angeles Clippers and the Utah Jazz, what I've taken away from this is the Utah Jazz, they aren't better than the Los Angeles Clippers. And I don't care what anyone says. I know the series is tied. I know they won the first 2 games. But those first 2 games that the Utah Jazz won were won by a combined total of 9 points. The first game they won by 3 points, and that game came down to a game-tying shot, which was blocked by Rudy Gobert, as you guys seen in my last video. And in this last game, or in Game 2, my bad, Game 2, the Utah Jazz, they won by 6 points. It was 117 to 111, I believe. And yeah, so they won by those 2 games a total of 9 points, which is cool. I mean, it was expected they won. They were at their home. But these 2 previous games that the Los Angeles Clippers just won, they won both of those games by a combined total of 40 points. Of 40 points compared to a 9 points the first 2 games. You got 40 points the previous 2 games. So that just alone shows you how good this Los Angeles Clippers team can actually be when they decide to play defense. As you guys seen in Game 3, the Los Angeles Clippers held Donovan Mitchell to 0 points in the first quarter. Keep in mind, this man Donovan Mitchell, since he came back in Game 2 in the first round of the playoffs, I think he played 100 and 95 minutes, and he scored 196 points in those 195 minutes. So that alone just shows you like how efficient this man Donovan Mitchell has been in the playoffs so far, until he got to that game 3 where the Los Angeles Clippers decided to actually play some defense. But with all that being said, this Utah Jazz team, to me, they have shown no reason why they deserve any more props when it comes to the mental strength of these two teams between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Utah Jazz. Because people tend to forget that last year in the bubble, before the Clippers just blew a 3-1 lead, you know who did that before the Clippers just did it last season? The Utah Jazz, against the same team that we blew a 3-1 lead to. So I really lately I've just been sitting here questioning, like, why hasn't anyone really been talking about the Utah Jazz mental state? You know what I'm talking about? Everyone was sitting here talking about Paul George, how he doesn't have the mental toughness to get through the playoffs. But where's that conversation when it comes to the Utah Jazz, who just blew a 3-1 lead last year in the playoffs too? Like, that's my question. I want to know that. You know what I'm saying? I want to know where that conversation is, where we're talking about their mental toughness. But with all that being said, I do expect the Clippers to put up a good fight, like I said earlier. And if they can manage to pull out this W, I definitely feel like that would be a really good momentum shifter heading into LA for Game 6. Because if we can somehow manage to get a W on the road without Kawhi Leonard, I feel like that would just completely crush the confidence of the Utah Jazz. And yeah, I feel like that'd just be a whole momentum shifter right there, man. As much as I'm sad about Kawhi being out tonight and potentially the rest of the series, I am excited to see what my team can do with their back against the wall without one of their all-star players. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of Kawhi plays or not, if he comes back next season, I'm always going to be a Clippers fan, as you guys can tell. And yeah, man, that pretty much wraps up the video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, make sure to leave it a like. And I hope the audio was actually a little bit better this video. As you guys can see, I got me a little bit better of a mic. Shit's tiny mic. It's a tiny mic. But yeah, other than that, I ain't got too much more for this video. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, leave it a thumbs up. Let me know what your thoughts on this series is in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll keep you guys updated on the rest of the playoffs. Until next time, y'all, peace.